Hello there, Kenny Durkin here. It's time for the April report for the Durkin Workshop, and it's been a really busy month. Thank you for all of your orders. We had a huge influx of orders when I announced Salmonella here, and we've been doing our best to try to fulfill all of those. Um, in fact, I think I said in the last video that I needed to get a second printer. Um, and because of all the orders, I actually had to get a third one. So I have Groucho, Chico, and Harpo. All three of those are working nonstop to help me out, and um, I'm actually gonna have to get a fourth. So, but that's it. Four printers. That's it. I cannot fit anymore. I can't do it. Four printers. If I can't do it with four, I can't do it. So four, I will very, very soon have a fourth printer helping me out with all the orders. Um, and it's been a real challenge. Sal has been giving me a lot of problems. He is a very uh, frustrating little monkey. He can be. I figured him out though, but I think in the last video I said that the bodies take 30 hours to print because of the special way I'm printing them. I'm using a very small nozzle, and I'm doing a multicolored print on the fur and the vest. This is a painted version. So in addition to the vest being, in addition to the tie being painted, also the fur is painted as well after it's printed. But like I said these took 30 hours. I was wrong. It's actually the heads that take 30 hours. The bodies take 70 hours. So they take a really, really long time because I'm printing them in pieces because I wanted him to be articulated and I wanted him to be easier to paint. So he's actually, there's the head, the torso, the two arms, the hands, and the feet. There's 8 pieces on him, and they all print separately. So it's a real challenge if you have problems along the way. You can have lots of bodies and heads waiting on arms, and then once you get the arms done, now you're waiting on hands and feet, and then you get all that all done, and now you're waiting on bodies again. So, and it's really hard to do with 3 printers and then doing all the other characters as well. I'm doing, I got 5 other characters that I have to do, or 4, I don't know. I didn't know there was going to be math. Anyways, so I've had a lot of problems with the printers. Things like this, and this, and this, and this. And that's just with the Sal bodies. There's been other problems as well. But that's all part of the process. If you think about if you still have an inkjet printer like this at home where you're making copies, maybe you have one at your school or at your work or in the library. Most homes used to have an inkjet printer in their house to print out MapQuest directions mostly until we got our phones. We had to print up our directions to go places. But the problems that there are with these printers. There'll be a paper jam or an ink issue or a Wi-Fi issue, or they just don't feel like working. Now, imagine that, but in 3 dimensions, and then there's 3 printers. So it's been a lot, but I'm learning how to kind of bend them to my will and make them do what I want them to do. So it's getting easier and less frustrating, and I'm learning how to kind of diagnose the problems and figure everything out. So most of you who have ordered have received your orders. There's about maybe 10 that haven't gone out yet, but they're in the process of being made. So if you have your orders, I hope you're enjoying them. If you don't have your orders yet, I will have given, if I've mailed them out, you'll have a tracking number. And if you don't have a tracking number, they're coming to you soon. Uh, I got 3 printers in there right now, working really really hard, and we hand paint every single one of these, and they're all hand assembled, so they're done. Each one is an individual work of art. So I appreciate everybody's patience. Everybody's been really really awesome, and I think it's time of me to stop blabbering about that and talk about what you really came here for, which is the Muppet of the Month. So the Muppet of the Month is a character named Beautiful Day. He's a monster. And he's been around for a really long time, actually. He started in the 60s when Jim Henson was doing a lot of commercials with his puppets. And his first appearance was on a snack commercial, and he played, and he was a monster on there. Looked a little different back then. These characters tend to evolve over time. He's been on the Mike Douglas Show. He was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He was on the Ed Sullivan Show. And then he started in the early days of Sesame Street, actually. And he was on there as well. Made his way over to the Muppet Show. There's a trivia question for you. Most people think that Kermit was probably the only Muppet that made the transition from Sesame Street to the Muppet Show, but Beautiful Day did too. So, and then he appeared in a lot of the movies, maybe just in the background, but he was still there, all the way up to the current Muppet Show special that just aired a couple months ago. So he's been around for a really, really long time. And in making him, it's really funny. There's a YouTube channel that has only Beautiful Day clips, even when he's just walking around in the background. It has every single appearance by him. So I actually use that a lot to help me kind of figure out how he looked. But here he is, right here. Beautiful Day. There he is. He has 2 points of articulation. His arms move. That's about all the articulation I could fit on him. I would love to have him be able to open and close his mouth or have his eyes scrunched down. But in a lot of cases, adding articulation kind of you could sacrifice the sculpt for that. And I didn't want there to be a kind of a line down here where his mouth would open, like a hinge where his mouth would open and close. I think I wanted to kind of capture the look of the fabric of the puppet, kind of bunching up and everything. So 2 points of articulation on him, and he will be available in Palisades size.
You got anything cheaper?
Well, I'll also have him available in Diamond Select size.
You got anything cheaper?
All right, Paul Williams, do your thing.
Yeah, I think I can work something out for you, pal.
He'll also be available in a squished version. So you can get the regular Beautiful Day. You can get flattened Beautiful Day. You can get them without the flattened version, or you can just get the flattened version if you want. I'll have them all available there in both Diamond and Palisades. I will not be offering them unpainted though, because of the way we figured out how to paint him. He prints in a dark, like a navy blue. That's his kind of base color. And then over the top of him, we paint the lighter color that you see here. And it gives him this great depth. But that color is something that we mixed special. I looked all over the place to try to find something that I could just tell you go out and get this color and it'll work perfectly. But we couldn't find anything that was good enough. So we mixed this ourselves. So that's why I'm offering him just painted and not unpainted, because I don't want to send out an unpainted one and you have to mix this color and everything, or try to find something that works. So again, painted Palisades, painted diamond, flattened, unflattened, or both. He's up in the shop right now. Run and grab him. All the other stuff that's offered is still available. It will be, as long as the shop's open. It's going to be there. So if you want to wait, or if you're budgeting, it'll be there. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to take it away from you. What else? The Muppet of the month for May, I started sculpting. It's looking like these things are going to be revealed at the end of the month. I want to be like the first of the month, bam. But and I'll get there. It's been really challenging with like monkeys, but maybe we'll get to a point where the first of the month I reveal it. But they take a while to kind of engineer, and there's a lot of trial and error on them, and I do a lot of prototypes, and I just want these to be as good as possible for you. So and I'm not going to give you any hints. I'll give you one hint. How's that? The Muppets, I think, they don't have a very deep bench when it comes to female characters, and I think that's wrong. I think they need to have more female characters, and they definitely don't have any merchandise for anyone beyond Miss Piggy, Janice, Camilla the chicken. But there are other female characters, and so the month of May, I'm gonna attempt my first female character, and that's all I'm telling you. So look for her sometime in the month of May, hopefully sooner rather than later, but she's coming up soon. So that's it. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much, and plenty more fun stuff on the way, and I'll talk to you soon.